Günaydın kardeşim, nasılsın? Nasıl gidiyor? İşler nasıl? Nice one. Yeah, Lendo Don Fresh. Thank you for joining me, guys. Thank you for joining me this wonderful morning. Help me share with your friends and family. It's not going to be a long one this morning. We'll just do this one as fast as we can because I have lots of things to go take care of. I thank you I thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in this wonderful morning. So, guys, if there is anything we learned over the past 3 months, it is that we should respect the elders. I mean the scientists, the celebrities, all of them, because they know what's best for us. John Pat, how are you? Yeah. You no longer talking. You understand you again. Who is this one? Let me even block all these fake accounts. Hold on, I'm coming. Need to block these fake accounts. Hold on. Yeah, I can't wait to let's get it started. Of course, you are starting it right now. Innocent also, yeah, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Yes. So, guys, we are supposed to listen to these supposed experts who know what's best for us. They even know us more than we know ourselves. The celebrities, we are supposed to be listening to them. Look at how we shut down everywhere locked up, school children not going to school, everyone is sitting at home. Look at the depression. How many suicides could have been avoided? Just tell me. How many people committed suicide? At the end of the day, are we just going to sit back and pretend that nothing happened and let these people off the hook? Is this exactly what? No one is going to suffer any consequences for this. Guys, in case you don't know, the Without Health organization, that useless body, they've come out now. The people running it have come out now to tell us again that this China virus doesn't spread the way they said it does. Asymptomatic patients don't spread the virus. This is the latest one from them. The same people who've been telling us how everyone is going to die. See, it has always been a scam. Coronavirus is real, but it's not the way they told us it is. It's not even a virus. It's not even a virus. It's just like malaria and flu, just like we've been saying. And they derided us, mocked us. Are you an expert? Are you this? Are you that? When people told us that there is a cure for this, you can actually use this and that. What did they do? They shut all those people down. Many doctors, let me tell you, many people lost their accounts. I'm talking about media establishment, not individuals, not people like us who are just making the videos, just to enlighten people. People who are taking this as their business. The people who all rely on their websites, on their YouTube channels to earn their living. They were all shut down. Businesses lost, closed. So many businesses are not coming back ever again. Yes, they went bankrupt. Guess what? The same people who caused this are the ones who are going to take over the insurance companies, who are going to run out of money. The same people will now come and buy out the insurance companies. Now they own the banks, they own the insurance. They've been owning the insurance companies for a long time. Whatever is left of the market that they are not controlling, they will not control it. In everywhere you look, check all the monopoly fascists. Their wealth didn't go down. Instead, it doubled. Their monthly earnings more than double in many cases. Check Nigeria. Is a shop left going out of business? Is Dangote going out of business? Now check the competitors. Check the competitors. Who is this one? Christian. I don't know where you are from. I don't know how you joined this stream. In case you don't know, we don't say anything. We don't have any evidence to back up here, okay? You will do yourself a great deal of favor by shutting up and listening. If you don't have data, just tune out. Come back when you have data to listen to it. Don't come here to distract anyone. Check all those people, they didn't lose their businesses. Then globally, Amazon, while all the shops were shut down, nailed shut by the government, people went to jail for opening their businesses over this nonsense. Check your entire media, all of them. I hope they are seeing this current news. I hope they are reading the current news. I hope they were watching Tucker Carlson last night. I hope they listen to the W.H.O organization and what they themselves are saying. Go to their own website right now, their own report. Their own report. The same people, guys, let me get the video before I read the article. Kai, these people, these are the most evil people you can ever think of. Believe me. Let me share the screen, guys. Merciless sociopath. These guys, oh. Guys, let's listen to this right now.
Well, our so-called health experts were completely wrong about the death rate from coronavirus. They were wrong about how easily it was spread. And now they're admitting they were wrong in a profound way about who could and who could not spread it.
Did you catch that? They told us that millions would die in the West and the whole of Africa will be full of dead bodies. Guys, if you have forgotten that one, I haven't. That Africa, the way it is, except the vaccine is being introduced to Africa in 3 weeks, in 3 months, next month, 4 weeks, everywhere in Africa will be full of dead bodies. Guys, are you hearing it? Hold on, let me arrange one idiot small here. Guys, did you catch that? Not just the number. They were wrong there. Let me go back. Let me rewind it now for you to hear it again. Not just the number, how it spreads, and who can spread it. Is this a virus or a bacteria? That is the question. Is this a virus or a bacteria? Let's watch again.
Wrong about the death rate from coronavirus. They were wrong about how easily it was spread. And now they're admitting they were wrong in a profound way about who could and who could not spread it. Dr. Mark Siegel joins us with an amazing development in this story.
Hi.
If you're trying to contain...
Guys, this is MSNBC, April 16th. April 16th. This is MSNBC. And this guy is no expert. They just roll out these dummies. April 16th. Look at what they just said in April 16th. Please. Hold on, guys. I have to rewind it again. Look, check the date and what the person said. Then, now I will show you the new research they published. You will see the new research they published, not people like me. They themselves published, and I will tell you exactly why they locked down the whole place to destroy the economy of destroy the global economy.
With an amazing development in this story.
If you're trying to contain spread, it's the asymptomatic people who don't have symptoms that are your real threat.
It's the asymptomatic people who don't have symptoms are your real threat. Remember that line.
Asymptomatic, I go to a big venue, I distribute the virus to other people.
That was the political activist Zeke Emanuel, posing as he so often does on television as a health expert. That was just 2 months ago. Coronavirus, they told us, was so deadly because anyone could spread it to anyone else, even if they had no symptoms at all. And that's why we needed to have, for years, nationwide lockdowns, which destroyed our economy and drove people to suicide.
Are you hearing it? Just on that alone, everywhere was locked down, not just America. Nigeria, Ghana, many places. Even the Ghanaian president was already telling their people that the vaccine is inevitable. You are afraid of one world government. You are waiting for the one world government to come. Guess what? You've been living in a one world government for a long time. For a long time. All these bodies, you see, why do you think they keep them in place? The Without Health Organization, whatever they say, your own health ministry follows. Are you understanding it? So if we can give order and your health minister, your president will carry it out, what else are you waiting for to know that you are living in under a one world government? How many countries under the United Nations went contrary to what these idiots we are proposing? Tell me. You were hearing about the numbers in Nigeria, in Lagos, so every minute, every second, every hour. New numbers coming up. They were updating it. Are you seeing it? They were updating it every minute, every second. This will not make the news. And I am sure you go to channels, AIT, and the rest of them, you will see some segments dedicated to COVID-19. You cannot watch 2 YouTube videos without seeing COVID-19 adverts. At a point, it was under your screen constantly. Fear, they are projecting fear into you. Are you seeing how it works? This is mass brainwash. You put your trust in them. When you are looking for any information on health, you go there. As time goes on, you will start regarding them as experts, as professionals, those whose opinions you are not allowed to criticize. Go check how many videos they took down, how many channels, how many YouTube channels they took down just for reporting on this. All the websites they've been trying to take down for a long time, under this fraud, this scam, under the cloud of this scam, they took them all down. At the end of the day, most people will not remember that actually they were not attacking these people because of this. It's because of the things they've been saying before. Adversarial opinions, which in most cases, more often than not, turn out to be the right one. They don't need anyone who will debunk their nonsense. Hence the bans, hence the suspension of accounts permanently. They are not coming back. Twitter, how many did they take down? Look at that video those 2 doctors from California made. How many of you can still find that video? It's nowhere on YouTube, unless you have it saved on your computer or on other sites. And this exposed all these people as fraudsters, as the real powers that control the universe. Did you see how they were tarring and feathering every president that refused to buy into their nonsense? Did you get that? Let's continue.
But now, 3 months after, it would have been very useful to know that we learned from the World Health Organization, by the way, that in fact, asymptomatic spread of coronavirus is so rare it verges on the non-existent. So if that's true, is it true? We don't know. But if it is, can we tell sick people to stay home and then go back to life as normal? Dr. Mark Siegel is a Fox medical contributor and one who answers those questions for us. We're happy to have him tonight. Doctor, what do you make of this?
Well, Tucker, this comes from Dr. Maria von Kerkhoff, who is the head of emerging diseases at the World Health Organization. And the point she's making is not that there isn't asymptomatic people with COVID-19, but that they're much less likely to spread it than those who are coughing and sneezing and sick. And that fits with what we know about basic public health. But I'll tell you why that's really important here. It's obvious that social distancing, and I'm a big believer in that, is necessary to keep people from coughing on you, right? But the whole idea about lockdowns, everybody sheltering in place, came from the idea of asymptomatic carriers. They're out there. They're going to spread it to you. So what the World Health Organization has done is they've looked around many countries and have found by tracing people who had it that it wasn't the asymptomatic people that have most likely spread it. It's the coughers and the sneezers. We also have evidence of it here now in the United States. I'm going to give you evidence I talked about last week. We've had these protests for about a week now, and most times COVID-19 spreads within the first week, most times. Well, let me tell you, we still have a flat curve here in the United States. Tucker, on June 6th, we had 23,000 cases. On June 7th, yesterday, we had 18,500 cases. We're not seeing the spike that could have occurred when the lockdowns were violated by people protesting. That's good news because the lockdowns have had tremendous cost, as you said, not just economic costs, but mental and physical costs. We're not getting cancer screenings. We're not getting vaccinations. We're not going to the emergency room. We're not getting elective surgeries. All of this, the results of these lockdowns, we're going to see a lot of depression and suicide as a result. Here's why it's not working. Lockdowns work best when there isn't a lot of virus in the community. Let's look at Australia, Tucker. Australia closed their borders for 6 months.
Listen.
Nobody in, nobody out. They had a small amount of virus. Compared to our 2 million cases here in the United States, and there's probably a lot more than that hasn't been diagnosed, Australia, down under, has had 7,000 cases, and over the past 24 hours, 5 cases. That follows what we knew from 1918 Spanish flu, where St. Louis locked down in advance of the Spanish flu coming from Boston. Australia learned that lesson. We didn't. Now it's time we learn another lesson and start to let up on the lockdowns while keeping the social distancing in place as best we can. I think our protests have taught us that. Still too soon to be sure, but I believe that the World Health Organization is probably right. There's a lot of asymptomatic cases out there, but it's the super spreaders. It's those that are sick. It's those that are coughing and sneezing that are spreading it the most, Tucker.
These protests have taught us a lot. I saw Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who's tortured Michigan for months, cheek by jowl with other protesters. Not social distancing. Surprise. Doctor, great to see you. Thank you.
Did you catch that, my people? The virus that was going to spread if you opened up businesses somehow didn't affect protesters. Why? One protest is sanctioned by the powers that ought not to be, and one is not. Did you catch that? And we are supposed to listen to these people. How free is your government? That is the question you should ask yourself. Who actually runs your government? Who are they listening to? How smart are your ministers? Now, if they didn't know that this was a scam, and even ordinary people in the streets knew it, if they didn't know it, shouldn't they be losing their jobs? Because their only job, the job they are doing for which we are supposed to be paying them millions of naira. I'm talking about Nigerians now. The job for which we are going to give them millions of naira is just to keep us safe and give us the right information, the accurate information on this. If they didn't know it, doesn't that disqualify them from ever weighing in on any health issue in the world ever again? Then if they knew it and allowed this scam to run further, doesn't that disqualify them from existing in a sane society? Shouldn't they be going to jail? Check how much these people took in. The government stole from individuals, even though most of them gave that money to buy favor, to buy access to the government. Billions of naira they took in. That's millions of dollars. Individual donations they took in. Did they take care of the people with it? No. What did they do? They rather made their lives more miserable. How many people died in the hands of the police during this lockdown? How many people lost their lives? How many suicides could have been avoided? You know, when they are talking about this suicide issue, people don't get it. Maybe you don't know anyone that died, or you didn't see any video or photo. Please go and check just the last 2 weeks. 3 weeks ago, were the worst in Nigeria and in most places around the world. People taking their lives because they couldn't bear it any further. And when you talk, some idiots who are using CNN and MSNBC as their news source will come and be arguing over what they don't know. This is a bacteria. It affects people differently. Different people differently. Go check how fast malaria kills people in China, in Asia. Then in Africa, we're already used to it. We live with it. That was why along the malaria beltway, there was no need, there was no cause for alarm to individuals. Listen, let me tell you, if it was going to kill people like that, believe me, you would have seen many deaths before the lockdown. Okay? Not the government. The government shouldn't be telling you. You should have been seeing deaths happening around you. Then you start asking, what is the cause of this death? Not someone telling you what will kill you. Something that has been killing people in China since last October. Since October last year. If it was going to kill you, don't you think it would have swept all over Africa? It would have swept Africa away before getting to Europe. Why did we lock down? That's the question. Why did we lock down in the first place? Why did they lock the whole place down? Businesses shattered. Call anyone anywhere around the world. Call anyone. They will tell you that their businesses were shattered. The only people who are not suffering are all these overpaid government workers. These overpaid government workers. These monopoly billionaires. Their businesses never stopped for a day. They were all making their money. Airports are closed. Guess what? If you own your private jet, you can still fly. You can still fly. Ask me that question again. What business do Nigerians have with this nonsense? You got to the extent that they told you they were going to Madagascar to buy the Madagascar treatment. Go and ask people from Madagascar. Ask them how much the Nigerian government spent, if they ever spent any money. Go check embassies, our so-called embassies around the world. We are telling Nigerians who want to go back home that they should pay 350,000 naira. Where were those people supposed to get that money from? Shamelessly, guys, keep those notices. Those are for the ages. Remember the names of the ambassadors who wrote that in, and it happened in every Nigerian embassy around the world. It happened there. Many were stuck at detention camps or deportation camps in Asia. And you know how deportation works in Asia. Guys, have you forgotten it? Have you forgotten? In India, please, people in India, how much did they tell you that you must pay before being allowed to go back to your own country? Whose passport you still carry? Whose passport you still carry? Let's read the article, guys. I'm coming. Let me get the article ready here. I want you to read along with me. Hold on. These people are... Watch. This is from CNBC. This is from CNBC. Are you seeing it? Asymptomatic spread of coronavirus is very rare, Without Health Organization says. Are you seeing it? Watch. Government responses should focus on detecting and isolating infected people with symptoms, the World Health Organization said. Should have said this thing 3 months ago. Preliminary evidence from the earliest outbreaks indicated the virus could spread even if people didn't have symptoms. That was what they told you before. Now watch this one. But the WHO says that while asymptomatic spread can occur, it is very rare. That is another word for non-existent. That's another word for non-existent. Listen, coronavirus patients without symptoms aren't driving the spread of the virus, World Health Organization officials said Monday, casting doubt on concerns by some researchers that the disease could be difficult to contain due to asymptomatic infections. Guys, are you seeing just the first paragraph? The first paragraph alone has destroyed everything they've been telling us for months. For months, just the first paragraph alone. Are you seeing it? Some people, particularly young and otherwise healthy individuals who are infected by the virus. Well, let me highlight this one again. Some people, particularly young and otherwise healthy individuals who are infected by the coronavirus never develop symptoms or only develop mild symptoms. They never develop symptoms or only develop mild symptoms. Others might not develop symptoms until days after they were actually infected. Guys, are you seeing it? Let us watch their small little video. Watch. Let's listen to them.
If you or your business need help getting to the next level, I
What's this?
want to help. The application window is now open. Go to the profit.
I'm coming, guys. Can you read? World Health Organization officials said asymptomatic spread of coronavirus is very rare.
We hear from a number of countries that X percentage of them are reported as not having symptoms, or that they are in their pre-symptom.
Watch, this is the Maria van Kerkhove. Is it Kerkhove? Okay, technical lead, COVID-19,
phase,
whatever.
which means it's a few days before they actually develop severe symptoms. In a number of countries, when we go back and we discuss with them, one, how are these asymptomatic cases being identified? Many of them are being identified through contact tracing. And so, which is what we would want to see, in that you have a known case, you find your contacts, they're already in quarantine, hopefully, and some of them are tested, and then you pick up people who may have asymptomatic or no symptoms or even mild symptoms. The other thing we're finding is that when we actually go back and say how many of them were truly asymptomatic, we find out that many have really mild disease, very mild disease. They're not quote unquote COVID symptoms, meaning they may not have developed fever yet, they may not have had a significant cough, or they may not have shortness of breath, but some may have mild disease. Having said that, we do know that there can be people that are truly asymptomatic and PCR positive. The second part of your question is what proportion of asymptomatic individuals actually transmit. So the way that we look at that is we look at these individuals need to be followed carefully over the course of when they're detected, and looking at secondary transmission. We have a number of reports from countries who are doing very detailed contact tracing. They're following asymptomatic cases, they're following contacts, and they're not finding secondary transmission onward. It's very rare. And that much of that is not published in the literature. From the papers that are published, there's one that came out from Singapore, looking at a long-term care facility. There are some household transmission studies where you follow individuals over time and you look at the proportion of those that transmit onwards. We are constantly looking at this data, and we're trying to get more information from countries to truly answer this question. It still appears to be rare that an asymptomatic individual actually transmits onward. What we really want to be focused on is following the symptomatic cases. If we followed all of the symptomatic cases, because we know that this is a respiratory pathogen, it passes from an individual through infectious droplets. If we actually followed all of the symptomatic cases, isolated those cases, followed the contacts and quarantined those contacts, we would drastically reduce. I would love to be able to give a proportion of how much transmission we would actually stop, but it would be a drastic reduction in transmission. If we could focus on that, I think we would do very, very well in terms of suppressing transmission. But from the data we have, it still seems to be rare that an asymptomatic person actually transmits onward to a secondary individual.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that, guys? You caught it, right? The same experts. That is how many lives destroyed too late. How many months too late. How many businesses bankrupted too late. How many plans destroyed too late. How many weddings cancelled too late. That is how many funerals not attended too late. How many lives put on hold too late? Tell me. Oh, in India, to evacuate citizens was about 1.2 million naira in total. In India, okay. You see, it's better I die than paying that. My people, are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? India, 1.2 million. Hi, yeah, man. These people. It's a pandemic. People have been calling it a pandemic, and it's what it is. It's what it is, my people. Scam artists, all of them. Oh, you want what they want to achieve. Guys, they've been wanting to vaccinate you, contact tracing, to trace your movements everywhere. Under the new laws they were proposing, your medical records, whatever security that is left, please, if you are doing anything digitally, forget it, you have no secret. If you've been, what do they call it, telemedicine, if you are into telemedicine, just take it that you have no medical secret. Someone owns the company that is giving you that record. Someone owns the network that is transporting all those things, and everything you're doing with your smartphone is being recorded somewhere, it's being stored somewhere. And if you are using any American network, my dear, is in Utah, the NSA depot, I call it information depot in Utah. Whatever, as long as you've called anyone in the US, you are sending any message or receiving any message from the United States, anywhere. In fact, let me tell you, see Samsung. Samsung is owned by the Japanese military, in case you don't know. Samsung is a military company too. All this telemedicine, forget it. You are just giving them your records. What's the name of this one they're using to check your heartbeat? Check your heartbeat in 2 minutes. You give it to them. Believe me, the day they want to target anyone who is under their radar, they want to kill. You know, these people developed guns, weapons that can induce heart attacks in somebody in the 60s. Way back in the 60s. With this thing, my dear, they will have your medical records, everything, be able to trace you. See the DAPA robot they are using in Singapore, a supposed Muslim country, a country that is still reading a book to their people. A book, in it you have where they tell you about a flying what? Camel, or is it a horse or lion? A Muslim country, but they now have DAPA robots that will tell you to social distance. You are violating the 3 meters social distancing rule, or is it 3 feet? Social distancing law. Without this, do you think that their people will willingly accept it? Most people in the United Kingdom, as I'm telling you now, don't even want to hear anything contrary to what they'll be feeding them on BBC, what do you call them, ITV, and the rest of them, Sky UK. They are still living in fear of this right now as I'm talking to you. The vaccines, they call it a decade of vaccine. Guess what? They want to make sure it is a decade of vaccine. You think Bill Gates is Santa Claus? At the same time, they were telling you we need to develop the vaccines for this, and because of that, we need to test new ones. Before they would test it, you would have to give them immunity from whatever that comes out of it. If people start dying, if the adverse effect becomes dangerous, too deadly for the people, you can only tell them to stop, but you can't sue them. Guess where they would have tested it? You think they would have tested it in Europe or Africa? You think that? Melinda Gates, the wife of Bill Gates, openly said that you need to roll out this thing in Africa. If not, in 3 months, you'll be having dead bodies every day, everywhere. Where are the dead bodies? In Kano. All this, okay, if it doesn't exist, how about all these people that have been dying in Kano State? Where? The Kano Isolation Center. Didn't you see the video of the Kano Isolation Center? Didn't you see the inside video of the Kano Isolation Center? Or didn't you see the photos of the COVID-19 patients in Nigeria eating in their hostels? I don't call it an isolation center, I call it a hostel. Didn't you see where they were eating food? Now, compare that with the video that was coming out of China before YouTube took all of them down. Compare that with that video. Compare that with what's happening in the USA. What was happening in Europe then, in Italy and Spain. Compare them. Compare the trio. Huh? Didn't you see the other ones that were dancing, banging pants? The other people celebrated their cultural day, beating their drums in their hostel. My dear, not just your business. Ask me. Ask me. They destroyed every plan. They destroyed everything, and nobody is going to pay for this. No one will suffer any consequences. None. Why? Because when you work for the powers that ought not to be, you don't suffer anything, whether you succeed or not. I keep telling people everything is geared towards the US economy. The US economy. After this election, with all this nonsense will stop. Only then would we start knowing how the exact extent of this damage they've done. Guys, please let me share this video. You know, when you're talking about the W.H.O organization, the video doesn't get a spread. It must be manipulated by the algorithm. And I think the time factor plays a lot to it also. What happens in China and Italy and Spain and US was CNN, BBC, movie news. Man, in China, people died in China, believe me. In China, people died. People died. In China, man, people died. They were using industrial incinerators. Maybe they could be killing the people that were organizing these Hong Kong protests. I don't know. But in China, my dear, people died. People died in China. They were welding doors and windows shut. If you dare come outside, you will be shot dead. People died in China, believe me. Nobody should take that guy seriously. He is a con man. He is a con man. If what he did with Johnson Sule Boy didn't tell you that, sorry, nothing else will. Never take him seriously. See, it pays to spread the China virus fear. It pays. It pays to spread the China virus fear. You want to try it? Open a live stream and start telling people that this China virus is real, that you need to give the vaccines. And I try it. Try it and post it. You see how far the video will go. I kid you not. They are manipulating the algorithm. They are manipulating it. Seriously. And they all want the biggest money. Both Daddy Freeze and Sunday Adelaja. Pastor Sunday Adelaja. Man, no, I won't buy that. No, not they may be using 5G for a long time, believe me. It's been over a year in China. My people, do not pay attention to these people. No matter who is telling you anything, ask questions. That's what makes you a functional human being. That's the difference between you and a robot. You only need to program a robot and set it loose. It will be doing the exact thing you programmed it to do. But as a human being, you are supposed to be asking questions. Look at things critically. Forget about what you're being told. Look at what's happening around you. Tell me who they sent to come to your area to look at things. How many people, you, especially those of you in Nigeria, how many people do you know died from this China virus? Look at Okezie Ikpeazu. They call him Ikpeazu, Oberekwenazu. That name literally translates to coming last. And now that the whole scam is being exposed, the idiot is telling us that he's done with the China virus. Oga, go treat your malaria. Okay? Okay, my people. They called him Okezie Ikpeazu, Oberekwenazu nke eziokwu ya. You are telling us that you're down with the China virus. Who are you telling that nonsense? Who are you telling that nonsense? How many people were embarrassed, molested in the streets over this nonsense? And nobody, see, to show you how unserious our people are, nobody will raise this issue again. Most people don't have time to hold people accountable. If you cannot hold them accountable with this one, tell me when you are going to hold them accountable. And tomorrow we'll start complaining. Tomorrow we will start complaining. Tell me, guys, why wouldn't they run the same scam on you again? Look at how they stole your billions of naira in donations. The same old pattern of burning the offices. That office got burnt. Please, do you know what 1 billion naira is? Do you know what 1 billion naira is? If we had 10,000 naira notes, a 10,000 naira currency, do you know the place you are supposed to store the what do you call it? The space 1 billion naira would contain. Now they told you that your billions of naira in donation went up in flame in just a flat. Just one flat. Nobody is going to ask any question. Tomorrow it will repeat itself. It will repeat itself. Let me read this comment. What has 5G got to do with Bill Gates vaccination? My dear, I don't know. Ask the people that were telling you the thing there. Ask those people. Thank you there. Nobody is going to hold these people to account. Tomorrow we'll start complaining. Look at how they locked you down. It's a free word. Use that word near me again and I will ask you some questions. It's a free word. A free word now. How is it that it was so easy for them to just give an order and your place was locked down? Since it's a free word. Since it's a free word, how come they locked you down so easily? Tell me. My brother, the 5G you are talking about, that this is not true, please. This is 5th generation technology. You don't need it to vaccinate anyone. Please, maybe we'll do a program on 5G and what it actually means. Now, the radioactive wave that emanates from it may have its own problem. Not may, it has its own problem, but please don't link it up with this vaccination or China virus, please. The best show, that the best video, the best documentary that destroyed Bill Gates and all his plan is this James Colbert video. Please, guys, go watch that video if you haven't watched it. If you haven't watched it, go watch those videos. It's a 4-part series by James Colbert on Bill Gates. Those were the videos we were analyzing. Those were the videos we analyzed. We analyzed the full 4 videos. Guys, go watch it. If you haven't watched it, please tell me. I will show you the channel right now. I will show you the channel. You go there, you watch it. Okay? My people, it's time to stop paying attention to these people. They mock them. Stand your ground. If you know what you're saying, stand on it. Let time, which is the ultimate decider, decide who is right and who is wrong. Do not buy what they are selling you. How many times did you hear Bill Gates on TV tell you that we cannot open up the society until you can find a vaccine? And they were telling you 18 months. Yes, the Colbert report. Go to that YouTube channel. See his videos, the series he did on Bill Gates. And I was asking what seems like a simple question then, and I got insult from fools. I asked them, how am I a threat to you who got vaccinated by refusing to get vaccinated? You got the vaccine to do what? To save you from the China virus. Okay, don't worry, I don't need it. I don't need it. You take your vaccine, let me be. Vaccinate your own children. And if my children are threats to your own children who got the vaccine, why did you get it in the first place? What seemed like an innocent question brought insult. And the same people will pretend as if they didn't see this video. I know them. The same people will pretend as if they didn't see this video. Let me share the channel, please. I'm coming, guys. Let me share the channel. Let me share the channel, guys. Hold on. For those of you who haven't watched it, please make sure you watch all of them, the whole 4-part series. Make sure you watch them. Take your time, maybe one episode at a time. Guys, this is my YouTube channel, Ijele Speaks. Please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. The Colbert Report. What? Imagine. Okay, not the Colbert Report, it's Colbert Report. What? Why are they still showing me the Late Show? You see? See the video here. This is one of the videos, but see the channel. Okay, Colbert Report, one word. Yeah, here it says the Colbert Report, but you look at the Colbert Report, one word. I think that computer manipulation, that algorithm manipulation was the reason he did it like this, but it was the Colbert Report. Watch it here. The Colbert Report. Guys, go see it here. See the full video here. See the full videos. See the first one. See the second one. See the third one. See the last and the fourth one. This one is 23 minutes. This one is 28 minutes. This one is 36 minutes. This one is 38 minutes. Go watch the full series. Go watch the full series. And remember to subscribe to my own YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done that. It serves as a backup for when they will finally take us down here. Killgate is talking about Pandemic 2. His head, he will carry that one with his own head. He will carry that one with his own head. That one will occur in his own household. Enough of that nonsense. That's a Rockefeller. That's Rockefeller troll. Guys, there is a new one we will analyze. You think you've heard the last about Bill Gates? Don't worry, we will do a new one. If not today, maybe tomorrow. We will do a new one about that fool. There is another documentary out there. I've forgotten the name of the guy, but Jason Bomas interviewed the guy. Jason Bomas interviewed the guy yesterday. We will watch that video, and I wish, guys, these people are evil. That's why nobody, no Nigerian should look at Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala and Aliko Dangote as innocent people ever again. Those two people, Aliko Dangote and Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, these two people should be tarred and feathered and regarded as the enemies of the people for life, until they come out and tell us exactly the business they have with Bill Gates and the people that put him in front of the world to deceive us all. Oprah Winfrey. Your so-called celebrities. Their riot, the George Floyd riot exposed them. It exposed all of them. The George Floyd riot exposed them. It's no longer a protest. And other stories are developing from that event. Do you know that that policeman has worked in that club for 17 years? What type of policeman works in a club for 17 years? Don't you know what happens in a club? Don't you know what happens in a club? The policeman that did this thing, you think it's about police hunting down black people? There is something else about that thing. And the poster is into Freemason. Yes? And how are we sure it was about a fake $20 bill? How are we sure? What type of policeman works in a club? A non-police officer working in a club, guys, it's a cover. And you know the latest? That club just got burnt. A fire accident. The club just had a fire accident, yes. That event turned everything on his head. The whole lockdown. They still have lockdown rules in the UK. Even in many states in the USA. At least more than a dozen states have still not opened up. In the United Kingdom, the same people who locked down the whole country are supporting the protest. No more new talks about social distancing. In the UK, by law, you are not allowed, a girl is not allowed to visit her boyfriend, and the boyfriend is not allowed to visit the girlfriend. Sex cancelled for now. Sex cancelled, but you can go and riot. You are still on lockdown in Maryland. Okay. Still locked down in Maryland. You see? Still locked down in Maryland. I was telling people, good luck explaining to all these Amajiri people in Kano that COVID-19 is not a scam. Good luck explaining it to them. I've been saying it since March. At the end of the day, these people will not believe you until they see someone they know that died from this virus or of the virus. I told you people, now, is it happening or not? This is a scam. For you to know that is a scam, you should, in fact, you should have known it the moment they told you that America recorded more deaths than China. More deaths in America than China. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? What is happening in the US right now? The protest that is going on. Oh, why are those people not contracting the virus? So is California. Fatima Savage. Go and check it. All these states that are closed are liberal states. States controlled by the Democrats. And the target is the US election. You need to destroy the economy. Because that's the only thing they have, the only card they have to play. Bill Maher, written with Bill Maher, the host. Bill Maher said it, I think it was about 2 years ago. He said at this point, the only thing that can remove him from office is recession. He said it. That the only thing that they've tried everything, the Russian delusion did not work, Ukrainian nonsense, okay, I think they haven't done the Ukrainian bullshit that time. He openly said it that they need to engineer a recession, that he wouldn't mind. And because the recession will not affect the rich. No, it may have to do with what was going on in that club. All left-wing states, yes. Well, let me see if I can get the Bimaha video. Hold on. I'm coming. Let me see if I can get that video. I'm coming. Okay, see the video here. See the video here, guys. I've gotten the video. I want to show you this thing, guys, just for you to know what their priorities are. Not your well-being. It's for them to keep their hold on power. For them to keep their hold on power. Just listen to him. Listen to this.
Can I ask about the economy? Because this economy is going pretty well. We have to, what? Why is that funny?
It is going well for now.
For now, right. That's my, thank you. That's my question. Is like, I feel like the bottom has to fall out at some point. And by the way, I'm hoping for it, because I think one way you get rid of Trump is a crashing economy. So please bring on the recession. Sorry if that hurts people, but it's either root for a recession or you lose your democracy.
Trump is doing everything you could possibly do to screw up the economy. It's like everything's going great. Yes. And this is the great thing. You watch Trump's rhetoric. He stands up there and says, lowest unemployment ever. African Americans doing great. We're all doing fantastic. Best ever. But also, we're a disaster. We got to change everything.
Right.
America's getting robbed blind by the foreigners. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Guys, are you seeing how dumb these people are? Are you seeing how dumb that? Now, this is just a minute and 2 seconds video. I will analyze everything that's happening here now. Watch. Let's go again.
It's to me.
Can I ask about the economy? Because this economy is going pretty well.
Can I ask the economy? Because this economy is going pretty well. Not just that the stock market was doing well, many jobs were being created. Trump wanted to break their hold on the US economy, which is bringing jobs back. Why would you not want the things your people are using to be made in your own country? You just want to give them welfare paychecks. What does that make them? Slaves. If you are living on that welfare, you can never own a property. Are you understanding it? Now, the big corporations that are bringing those things from China will end up buying out everything. People in Italy, please back me up on this. How many Versace factories are open? Forget about the shops. The stores are always filled with new goods. How many of them are still open in Italy? How many Armani shops, how many Armani factories are still open? Now, wouldn't you want the things you are using to be made in your country? That way, your people will have jobs. These people are shipping the jobs to China. If you are going to pay someone 15 euros per hour, and you're going to pay someone 15 RMB per hour, where do you think you will ship the job to? China. And when you are bringing it back, you don't pay any taxes because of free trade. There is nothing like free trade. That thing is just slanted trade. You see all these your Gucci bags, shoes, anyone you buy in Italy, I will buy it in Turkey, the same quality. In fact, it may even come out from the same factory. They have their factories here. They manufacture in Turkish lira, then ship them to Europe, then sell them in euros. It costs them less than $200 to manufacture the bags you buy at maybe 1,200 euros. Yes. Now some of those factories that manufacture them, when they order them to manufacture maybe 100,000 units, and extra 10,000 in case they need to change, there are ones they need to return to replace the 40 ones. Do you know these people will just manufacture maybe 130,000? The other 20,000 they will keep it. They'll ship these ones out. After 1 month, they start selling it. And now who go know where to buy them? If you know, you no go know. Yes. If you go to some of the shops that are selling it, you come there, they'll pretend as if they don't know what you're talking about. But when they know you, they sell it to you. Same thing. Now, when you say that you want these things to be manufactured in your country, they will be telling you, you say that you are saying that foreigners are taking your jobs. Are you seeing how they are tweaking the whole thing? Fashioning a narrative. They are giving you a narrative, not the real news. Go check it. People in Italy, those of you who were in Italy in the 80s, do you have more factories then than now or less? Do you have more factories or less? Even those of you that went there in the 90s, even the early 2000s. This is what they mean by Trump saying that foreigners are taking their jobs. Guess what? They are taking the jobs. Just like in Nigeria. The monopoly guys, Dangote and Co., they close down everywhere. They are importing cement to Nigeria, but you cannot import. You think all the Dangote cements they are selling are being manufactured in Obajana? It's a lie. Go ask people that work at the wharf. Dangote cement will come, they will start rebagging. What they are doing in Nigeria is rebagging. The same thing. Oh, they call it outsourcing. Are you seeing it? Let's keep on going.
We have to, what? Why is that funny?
Hey, it is going well for now.
For now, right. That's my, thank you. That's my question.
It's going well for now. When did this stop? When they lock it down. It's artificial. The depression is artificial depression. Stop comparing it to the Great Depression. This is artificial. Now they are opening. Are you seeing the stock markets going high again? People going back to businesses. Now you need a riot. Now you need a riot. For everyone to start afresh. The UK is still locked down. Those of you in the UK, at what point do you realize that you are not living in a free society? Your Supreme Court is owned by the crown. Do you know what you mean by crown court? The crown, it means whoever is the queen or the king of the United Kingdom owns that place, and the person cannot be brought in there to be questioned. Don't you know? Huh? Magna Carta is dead. Magna Carta is dead, in case you don't know. Your queen can stop parliament in midsection, and you still think you are living in a free society? Those of you that are complaining about Nigeria, look at the country that is controlling Nigeria first. Look at them. And I'm supposed to listen to the geniuses, the talking heads on TV.
I feel like the bottom has to fall out at some point. And by the way, I'm hoping for it, because I think one way you get rid of Trump is a crashing economy. Yeah. So please bring on the recession. Yeah.
Are you seeing it? A crashing economy, please bring on the recession. And they gave it to you. Every business everywhere in the world put on hold. So many people are stuck in Nigeria right now. Ha! Lucky. I have a friend of mine that was going to visit his children. Every day he goes and spends like 3 months every year. I said, let me go and give them their usual 3 months, this and that. He's still stuck in Nigeria now. Those children don't show up pepper. You are going where? You are going nowhere. Where are you going to?
Sorry if that hurts people, but it's either Ruth or...
Sorry if that hurts people. Sorry, you either lose your democracy or the economy. Just watch it. These people don't believe in democracy. If they did, they would let people make their own choices. If they did, they wouldn't be shadow banning people's videos. They wouldn't be taking down YouTube accounts. Look at all these people that are disturbing them, exposing their secrets. They've lost their accounts. Some of them lost the entire social media accounts, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter at the same time. A coordinated attack. A coordinated attack. Check and put your live. A coordinated attack. The people who believe in democracy.
A recession, or you lose your democracy.
Trump is doing everything you could possibly do to screw up the economy. It's like everything's going great. Yes. And this is the great thing. You watch Trump's rhetoric. He stands up there and says, lowest unemployment ever.
Lowest unemployment ever. True.
African Americans doing great. We're all doing
lowest African American unemployment record. True. Any US president that will break the black unemployment record, we have to break Trump's record, not Obama's record. Not Obama's record, Trump's record. The best economy for African Americans since they started taking records. Under Trump, that one is true. Nobody can debate that. All these shouts about racism, this racism, that nonsense. Where was this shout of racism when they gave him an award? Is it Ellis Island Award they call it, or what? He shared the stage with Muhammad Ali, Rosa Parks, Jesse Jackson. The award was specifically for his contributions into the inner communities. As at the time he won the election in 2016, there is a black woman who's been living in Trump apartment. It's not a cheap one. Who've lived there for 9 years. A squatter who was spotted by a cleaner. They called in the police and Trump told them, leave her. Feed her 3 times every day and send her flowers every morning. Yes. Go look up that video. at Fifth Avenue in New York. How many of us here can afford to live anywhere at Fifth Avenue in New York? A black woman. Don King, he helped him get the boxing license. When people couldn't give him venues to host his fight, he was the one that gave him venues. The guy is just for business. What's the name of this former heavyweight boxer that he helped? Plus Tyson. There is nothing they didn't do to get Tyson to say something bad about him. He rubbished them. Told them what? A man I've known for years? Please forget the empty posture, kneeling down, wearing their kente on the neck, across the shoulders, kneeling down. What? That is not just so demeaning. It is very condescending. It's very condescending to think that taking a knee would make us forget that you people are the same people that put Buhari in charge of Nigeria. Your corporations are the ones that are still taking our resources. And you are telling me that Trump is what? Hitler? Really?
Doing fantastic. Best ever. But also, we're a disaster. We got to change everything.
Right.
America's getting robbed blind by the foreigners.
America is getting robbed blind by China. Yes. 90% of medicines used in America are being produced in China. And all those factories are owned partly by the Chinese Communist Party and the US pharmaceutical industries. Every Bayer company in China, every Bayer drug factory in China is 50% owned by the Chinese Communist Party, 50% owned by those corporations. Guess what? They have their tax cuts in the US. And it's still free trade. My dear, how are they not getting robbed? This idiot is on MSNBC. Go and check the Chinese investment in MSNBC. Check the people that own MSNBC. General Electric, a defense contractor. On your news. You wonder why you are not hearing the news about all these wars. They are fighting everywhere around the world. Why do they hate Trump so much? He wants to end those wars. Even the former military. Oh, wait, in fact, I will still finish that Tucker Carlson video and show you what's going on. And when they are telling you that there's a meeting in the US Army, it's a lie. It's the leaders at the Pentagon. The rank and file are with Trump 100%, just like in the FBI, just like in the Navy, just like in the Air Force. He has their support. He's the top military guys. Guys, they've tried everything, and if they ever dare a military takeover, that will be their, in fact, they will destroy themselves totally. They will even lose by getting rid of him physically, I mean killing him. If they do, in fact, Mike Pence even will not escape it. You see that his vice VP, Mike Pence, is a devil. Forget all these things they are using the evangelicals to deceive you. He's an evangelical. He's against gay rights. Forget that nonsense. He is a warmonger. He's a war hawk. He's a neocon.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? We have a good economy or a bad economy? If we have a good economy, why not just let it ride? If we have a bad economy, we'll have another conversation. But he's making no sense. But then, of course, that is the refrain of the Trump administration.
And you are supposed to, these are the people that you are supposed to go watch on TV. These overpaid morons. These fools. Everything they've been trying is failing, and they will keep on failing. As long as the internet remains available, my dear, they are going nowhere. I told you people before, do not panic, fright not. These guys are not going to do anything. The people are on them. Many eyes are on them. When was last time you heard Bill Gates speak on your TV? Where is Bill Gates? He has disappeared. And this is the time we should make him popular. He wants to be before the camera, right? Put him before the camera. Let his crimes speak against him. Mazidi Kente is not even made in Ghana. It's Chinese made Kente. You see? You see everything they've outsourced it to China. They will steal raw materials from Africa, move them to China, then manufacture in China, send them to Europe, sell them there. Are you seeing it? Imagine, can you legislate character? Can you legislate character? In fact, I love, do you know why I like Turkey so much? If you see a talk that doesn't like you, the moment you make eye contact with him, you will know. And you will separate yourself from him. You go your way, he go his way. Even the one that is your friend, tomorrow he will see you and just carry a stony face. Dear, leave him. Ask anyone who've lived in Turkey or who is living in Turkey right now. Some of our people don't even get it. If they don't like you, they will make it known to you, and those are the type of people I like. Just like me, if I don't like you, I will make it known to you, get away from me. Because I will look for just a slight excuse to go to war with you. People, if the people don't like you, don't like them, eat back. It's that simple. You go your way. Do you actually need the government to legislate that? If you don't like me, I don't like you. It's that simple. It's very simple. Why is it even an issue? Let's forget about race and talk about class. If you want to know what I'm telling you, please start rolling in high-end areas. Dress very well, go into an expensive restaurant, sit down, order your meal, and see if anyone will be racist to you. Before you get there, they will put the chair for you. You will sit down, they will be bowing. Class, class. Class. Focus on economy. Focus on the economy. In every country you go to, go and check the people that are killing themselves over racism. Poor people who should be talking about the economy. Just like here in Turkey. Just like here in Turkey. Go to poor areas. That's where I see this nonsense. Go to rich areas. No one cares. No one cares. In fact, they even want to befriend you. They want you to trade, you barter your girls for their own girls. Trade by barter. Give me your own, I give you my own. You know? You people know that. He's a snake. He's a snake. Yeah, he's better than him, but if you know the history of Ted Cruz, his father, and JFK, go watch JFK to 9/11. Everything is a rich man's trick. If we decide to do analysis on that video, it's a 3-hour video. Maybe we will do a watch party of it. One day, we all watch it together. My dear, you don't know those people. Thank you. You are right. Here in Turkey. Oh, nanny boy, okay. Oh, you are in Antalya. God, man, if I had the money, I would have just come to Antalya this summer. I would have gone to Antalya, man. If you go there, those of you that are being confused by this Turkish flag, forget it. Go to Antalya, just like Miami. Bikini everywhere. See life. Yeah. See life. Jump out. Yes. Money. Talk money. Forget all this nonsense. You see? Talk about money, about the economy. Forget all the rubbish nonsense that they are selling you. That racism is an issue in America. Then why are you people running to America? You think America is more racist than Europe? Try it. Go to Europe. You think America is more racist than Europe? Huh? Ask people in Poland, ask people in Ukraine. All these fake accounts. Why would you understand it? This class is not for stupid people. This class is not for stupid people, okay? You can't even write. Just look at an idiot. Fake account, you couldn't even use your own account. You see what an idiot is writing. I don't understand this dude with this. What did you spell here? Fool. You can't even write well and you want us to take you seriously. Foolish people. Even go see what the Chinese were doing to black people. Even they're still doing it. They're still doing it. Turkish airline is the best to travel international, of course. Brainwash education to make us the fools. Yes. That was the music we opened the show with. Crazy Ballets. Brainwash education. My people, I thank you so much. I just want to go enjoy my summer. I think I will be making videos from the locations. I show you around Istanbul. Those on YouTube, I thank you so much. Those on Facebook, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope to come back later in the evening and analyze some awesome events. And we have many videos. I have many videos I want to analyze, but just that time factor and having to pick one, which one should come first, has been my problem. If for the topic we have many things to discuss. Thank you guys on YouTube for joining us. I'll be ending the YouTube stream right now.